Hey everyone, it's June Lucal, and I am here to do our mystery card. It is one of those days. I thought I was doing really well. I got home early from my millions of things I had to do, and then I come to get started here, and it turns out that I don't know what happened to it. I posted it 2 days ago. I thought I was doing great, and now probably no one will come because nobody knows about it. So really frustrating. Really getting close to checking into something other than Facebook for this. This is really ridiculous. So, but it looks like I've got James and someone else. That looks great. Thank you for coming. Please do say hi. And whoops. And by the way, I'm sure this is going to happen at some point, but because I was using my phone at my merit badge counseling thing, I guess, I think that, well, I wore the battery down to like 6% while I was out. So I'm charging it with my portable, my little, my battery, extra battery. So I imagine at some point it's going to fall off of my, my stand thing so that you're going to be seeing the ceiling or the wall or something like that in no time. But so, hey, Nancy, glad you're here too. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. So I'll go through a few of the things, the supplies that we need. I feel like I could still use another 10 minutes, but it is what it is. And I think you're going to like the cards that I have today. So hopefully we'll have some more people join us. But if not, maybe people will catch the replay. I know my mom's planning to. She has something going on tonight. So, all right. So let's turn you down so you can see what we are doing. I have to balance this thing. Like I said, it's going to be some kind of thing with this battery. Gosh, it's way off here, aren't I? Woo. All right. So precarious. I don't know. I got it. I have an idea. There, that might work actually. All right, so hopefully I'm not showing too much of my, things that I don't really want to show. Oh, that's the very edge, isn't it? Okay, thank you for being with me. I really appreciate it. Okay, so first of all, just the news. Weekly deals still going on for 2 more days. Check it out. I did not print out the things that are going on this week, but there are some things, so check it out if you want a deal. Ooh, don't we all, right? This is the latest paper pumpkin coming out. It's ho ho ho. So we've got some Christmas cards, and it coordinates with the next one, and it's got Santa on it. So people who are not into Santa might not want this one, but people who are might want to. So another thing, mark your calendars for World Card Making Day, which is October 1st. Stampin' Up! Is going to be broadcasting for 3 hours all sorts of demonstrations, tips, tricks, cards using these 3 bundles, which they are offering for, the regular discount. But if you get any of those before October 1st, you can also get a free iridescent pearl basic jewels embellishment. 1 per order. So if that is something that you are interested, if you like any of these bundles and would like to make your stuff along with the professional demonstrators, this might be a chance to get something for free as well. Here is my website, youcanstamp.com, and my host code for the next few hours at least. I'm going to have a new one probably tomorrow. If not, just use this one. I can adjust things. And by the way, if you want to, you can just come to the website. You can register, but you don't have to. You can come to the website, youcanstamp.com. I'm going to try to put a link on that, or stampinup.com, and get the link on October 1st. It's 4 to 7 Eastern Standard Time. So you can do that without registering it. But if you wanted to make any of these, or you had some stamp sets that were similar, on my website, I have a post that also has all of the supplies that you could use, the measurements and everything that you can make your card along with the instructors. So, okay. And then I'm going to save the rest of the stuff for another day because let's get started. All right, so mystery card. This mystery card, you needed to have, first you wanted to start with patterned paper with a small or tight design. You need 2 of them, 2 different designs. You could even have 3 if you wanted to. That was an option. But no big, bold patterns because you're not going to see the pattern in tiny squares. So here I decided to make a Christmassy one. And so I've got 4 1-inch squares of 2 different patterns. Okay. And I actually have 5. I counted wrong. So, bonus. So again, I'm going to actually, like I do often, I am going to make 2 different cards using the same basic design. All right. So, the other card I'm going to do is going to be this one that's kind of got a peach theme. It's a discontinued paper, but I have this kind of design. And then I also have this design, which is like little tiny peaches. So we got bigger peaches and tiny peaches. All right. So then after that, you've got your patterned 1-inch square pattern pieces. Okay. So I'm going to make 2 different cards here. That's why I have 4 piles right now. Then you take color 1, any light or medium color that's in your pattern paper or goes with it. So you're going to make 2 3-inch squares. So you could use white or vanilla if you wanted to, or some other light color. So for this peach card, I'm going to use white. So I've got 2 3-inch cards or squares for that. And then for this Christmassy one, I'm going to use this, what is this one called? Petal Pink. All right. You also need a 1-inch by 4-inch strip and then 4 inches by 5 1/4 for inside. And I just realized I did not cut those. In fact, my white paper, I've already cut the corners of. So let me I'm gonna cut super quick. Oops. All right, why not? I'm gonna make a 4-inch by 1-inch piece. And then we also need the rectangle that goes inside of the card, which I will get in a second. All right, now color 2, a medium to dark color in your patterned paper. All right, so this is sort of a medium color. We need 8 1 1/4 inch squares. Oop, wrong one. And then for the other one, I'm using real red for my Christmassy one. Oh, there's my extra one. Okay, got 8. And then I also need a card base, which I'm using this same color. This is Calypso Coral, all right, on my card base. All right, and then here the card base is going to be real red along with those. Okay, so those are going to coordinate. And these are all colors that are in my paper, my patterned paper, I should say. Okay, and then we need an ink pad. And if you don't have that color, you can use black or another color, a darker color that's in your paper. So I am going to use Calypso Coral and Real Red for that. Okay. All right. And then color 3 is another color that goes with your patterned paper, or a third pattern that goes with the first few patterns. So you could do a different pattern. Like if I'm using these 2 patterns, I could use this one. I don't think I'm going to on this one. Oh, look at that. I found some paper I was looking for. It's very tempting, but I think I'm going to just do a plain one Okay. And then this other one is, so this is a 4-inch square. So that's going to go with that peach. And then I know it's the same color. It's a little confusing, but this one, and then I already embossed this one, which is kind of the next step, but I wanted to do this ahead of time. So that's my 4-inch square. Other things you need is a greeting word stamp, anything that's 3¼ inch tall by 3½ inch wide or less. Okay, and this will do Endlessly Grateful. And then I need a Christmas one, which I can find here in a second. I have some new ones. All right. I'm not going to take up all your time because that is something I should have had ready, but I did not. Definitely have some older ones with that. Well, if worst comes to worst, I can use this Merry Wishes, but let's see what we got. All right, so adhesive. Now I'm going to use multi-purpose liquid glue, but Stamp and Seal would work, and tape, double stick tape, which we don't sell, so that's something. And then, or glue dots, I thought would be fine too. This would kind of be handy in certain circumstances, so you could have that. Scissors are optional. Oh, embossing folder with cut and emboss machine. So I actually ran this through already with this. So there's that. And then embellishments. That could be something like pearls or something like that. That's optional though. Okay, because I feel like there's going to be enough layers and texture on this. You're not going to really necessarily need it. All right, so that's clue 1. So hopefully everybody's got their stuff together, ready to make the card. All right, so here we are, clue 2. Find your 4x4 color 3 cardstock or third pattern paper 4-inch square. If you opt to emboss it, do that now, but it can be left plain. So here's embossed and here is plain. Attach this at the top of your card base with an 1/8 inch border around the top and 2 sides. There will be extra space at the bottom. All right, so here I'm going to attach it there. And this, by the way, I ran this through because this is a 3-inch square and obviously that not work with a 4-inch square. So what I did was I ran it through half and then the other half, and you'll see why that will be fine. It doesn't look too bad even without it. So, that's how I did that. But if you have one of those bigger embossing folders, that's going to make it even easier. Okay, so let's attach that. All right, so I'm going to just do that with this Stamp and Seal. Although you could do this with glue. I'm going to do some of the other parts with glue, I think. So, where's my card base? All right, so that's going to be the top part with an 1/8 inch border. And let's see. I will glue this on. Kind of running out of this. Hard to believe. So you can use any kind of, if you have tape, that's fine. This glue is great, usually, except when you're running out like I am. Okay, so that's going to go again here at the top with an 1/8 inch border around the top and the sides. Okay, so hopefully in the time that I did 2, that I know what I'm doing here because I've done this card before, you've been able to do yours, and we're going to move on to 3. Okay, next, attach one of your 2 3-inch squares of color 2 cardstock on top of the 4-inch square so that it has a 1/2 inch border all around. All right, so that is like that. All right. I try to make these directions for rather, you'll see, it's kind of, I don't know, it could be interpreted as a complicated design, but I tried to make it simple. So this is the first step. 1/2 inch border all around. I know I'm kind of popping around here on the different kind of adhesives I use. It doesn't really matter. Just kind of pointing that out. All right, so there. All right. So next, the second square needs to be attached on top of this one like a diamond with the points touching the edges of the card base. All right, so that's going to go like that. So it's touching the edges of the card base. All right, so let's put that on. I should really be doing this on the silicone mat because I can tell already I'm starting to. Here's the silicone mat. I'm going to put that over here for the future. All right, so that, let's try to center that, but it's going to be easier now because I've got the top edges to line up with. All right, so there I have kind of an 8-sided star. Okay, and this one's going to go right here. This should be kind of, should not be as hard as it would be otherwise trying to eyeball it because we have some landmarks kind of to work with. All right, so you should have your kind of like eight-sided stars. That's clue 3. All right, clue 4. Now we're going to attach your 8 1-inch pattern pieces to the 1 1/4 color 1 squares. You should have 4 of each pattern. All right, so that's going to take a couple minutes for that. So I'm going to lay these all out. So I should have 8. All right, now, yep, there we go. I'm not gonna, you don't want to go all the way to the edges here. I'm gonna do this kind of fast. I'll just do 4 at a time. All right, and then I'll put this on. Kind of makes me think of bricks, this one. All right, let's do the other ones. Whoops, almost lost the top there. Now remember, we're not going all the way to the edges because they're, those are going to show actually. Okay, so I should have 8 1-inch pattern pieces stuck to the 1 1/4 inch color 1 squares, 4 of each pattern. All right, so that's for the one card. Let's do this card. Hopefully by that point you'll be all caught up to me. Okay. Okay. So this is a little bit bolder pattern than my other one. I'm gonna try to choose these kind of carefully. All right, and then this kind of works out because the other side is the little peaches, so the baby peaches. All right. All right, so there I have 4 and 4 makes 8. All right, okay, so hopefully you have caught up to me and we are ready for clue 5. All right, we're going to pick one of these little squares to start the pinwheel. The placement of the first one's really important. Starting at the top, the little square becomes a diamond with its top point placed 1/4 inch from the top point of the 3-inch square that you adhered last. So that, like that. Now, we're only going to put adhesive on the left half, dividing it diagonally and attach the left half. The right half should not be stuck to anything. All right, so I'm going to turn this over. The left side is going to be on this side. All right, so I'm going to put it, glue where my finger is. Only on half of it. Okay, that's going to be on the left half, and that's going to go about 1/4 inch down. Okay. Then, all right, so that's all there is to that one. So let me do this piece too. Okay, so that's important, but a relatively quick step. Okay, hopefully you got that. Clue 6, we're really charging along here. Although this one's going to take a few minutes. The rest of the pieces can have adhesive over the whole back of each square. The next one, using the other pattern. So this one's the one with the berries. Let's use the one that looks kind of like bricks. All right, we can put glue over the entire back of it. And then placed on top of the last one, but this time as a square with a point 1/4 inch from the point of the 3-inch square peeking out from underneath the top one. So right there, this one's the peeking out from under the top one. It's 1/4 inch there. So you should be like that. The points of the square in the middle of the card should touch or overlap. Okay, so that's just about there. Does that make sense? Hopefully. Okay, continue to place these squares on top of each other around the card in a counterclockwise fashion with the last one sliding under the first one you placed. Add a glue dot or other adhesive to stick that loose corner down. You should have a pinwheel. All right, so I'm going every other one. So I'll put glue on the berries one. And that's going to go there, lining up in the center. Then I'll do a brick one. And that's going to go, you know, I don't like how the paper's cut on that one. All right, that's going to go here, lining up in the center, 1/4 inch. All right, berry. And that's going to go here, like a pinwheel. I like the glue for this one because you can smooch it kind of more in the place where it's supposed to go, where it needs to go, the position. All right. See how it's building? Spent a little bit of time on this. I'm really disappointed that my Facebook thing didn't show up because this was going to be a really good one. But I guess that's just how it goes. Everything happens for a reason. All right, now this last one is going to be tucked under the first one, the part that we did not glue. So this part should pull up like that. And then this part that's flappy, you could put a glue dot under that, or if you can squeeze a little glue under there, or whatever works for you. There. All right, that should be a pinwheel. Thank you. I'm glad you like it, Nancy. I thought it was neat too. Oh no, this is crooked. Okay. All right, so we started with the peach blossom ones. We need to do a mini peach one. That is going to go right here, lining up the corner. All right, we'll do this one with the peach. Do the mini peach. Well, who knows? Maybe I will boost this one. I have not, they advertised that all the time for boosting it, and I'm like, well, I don't know if I did that great of a job. But I like this design. I think this one came out well, and I hopefully found a good way to explain it. I hope I did. That it's easy to do, not too complicated. Something that could be clearly kind of complicated. Hopefully it's not. So keep building on it. Every other color. And wait, can I put that? That doesn't go under yet. And then this one. Kind of made that tight there, didn't I? All right, there we go. And I'll try a little glue on this one. Okay. There. So there I have my 2 pinwheels. And that is clue 6. Finally, stamp the words on a 1" by 4" strip of color too. So here's my, wait, is that 4 inches? Yeah, okay. And then consider trimming the corners at 45 degrees to mimic the points of the pinwheel above. I'll make that here, the way that I meant by that. Actually, you can do this with any 90-degree angle that you might have. Like this is just a scrap, but I can tell that's 90 degrees, you know, the corner. I can line that up and just make sure that the 2 triangles that it leaves are symmetrical. And then that can be cut off like that. So you end up with something like that, which imitates that. Okay, so you could do the same thing over here. You don't have to do that though. You could just leave it plain. And if you don't have scissors, then you can't do that. All right, so that would go there, and that would be my message. And I need to find my Merry Christmas stamp. Should be easier. Well, this will work. Thinking of you this season. Here we are. The long, skinny one. Definitely less than 3/4 inch tall. Should still fit here. Whoop. And I'm going to seal that. I like to seal that. I don't know how much it helps, but I think it does. To stamp that new stamp in Versamark. All right, so then I'm going, especially since Real Red's going to stain. So maybe it'll stain a little bit less. All right, so I'm going to do that on my... There you go, for that one. And then Endlessly Grateful. See, this seems like an endless type of thing, so I think that would be a good one for this one. And it's a lot shorter than what I said, but it will work. There. Not a lot of stamping on this one. It's more of a paper crafting one. So, I think I'll just leave this one plain just to see how it looks. All right, and then this one. Now, if you want to put embellishments on, a couple places that I thought you might consider it. First of all, if you had something like a sprig, that might look nice. That kind of goes with the other sprigs of pine needles or something like that. Or if you had something sparkly, I think that would be really pretty to do. Where are my sparklies? Here we go. My rhinestones. You could definitely, you know, put something on the corners and then maybe something bigger in the center. Then you have that odd number thing going. Especially if this kind of looks gross, if you didn't do, you know, oh, drop my needle. That kind of didn't work out too well. That might be a good way to hide that. But you don't have to. I think it looks fine. This is definitely more plain than that one, but I think it's still nice. It makes me think kind of like a quilt. Okay, so if you, then you can use that piece that I didn't cut out yet. Totally forgot about. But here we go. Just happen to have that. All right, so that could go there. If you had a strip of one of these colors, which I just did. Or even, I just did. I do have like this though. Like you could put, I don't know, you could put a strip along here, a strip along here, whatever you decided. But you could totally jazz it up even more if you want to. Okay, so that was clue number 7. That's it. Hopefully your card came out as beautiful as mine. And I can't wait to see it, by the way. I don't have a card card design that inspired me this month. It's I saw something kind of like that on Pinterest once, and I don't know where, unfortunately, and I really made up the rest of it, all the background, and I made up the directions and everything. So I'm not going to be too worried about trying to give someone credit, because I think that this kind of thing's been done before. But visit youcanstamp.com and follow my blog. You can check out the online store through the host code box or from the pull down menu. Like I mentioned, that code is really helpful. Anything under $150. If you're ordering over 100 though, you might want to consider joining so you can get way more for your money plus a full future discount. And then because you get 20 to 25% off of everything you buy for yourself at that point as a discount. So if you're going to order something big, you might want to consider that for future. There's no penalty for not continuing either. And then be sure to watch my Tuesday night broadcast at 8 o'clock on Facebook Live. The next one is October 4th. And the most important thing is to have a blast stamping. I really want to see your mystery card creations on under this video in Facebook. And I'm going to give away one of these card samples to one lucky person who posts. So be sure to do that. That was, even though I started late, that actually finished up on time. So I'm very pleased with that. The card, everything. If anybody has any questions, please let me know. Check out my website, youcanstamp.com. Email me, june@youcanstamp.com, if you have any other questions. But otherwise, I hope everyone has a wonderful week. You take advantage of the weekly deals or Paper Pumpkin or anything else that sounds good to you, because this stuff is fun. And I know it can get expensive, but you need to get the deals wherever you can. And that's why I share them with you. I'm not going to get rich doing this. I know that. I love it. I love doing it. And I love sharing it and making beautiful things, and I like other people to do that and share that kind of joy as well. So thank you for joining me, and have fun. Have a great week. Thanks. Bye.